A family vanished during a summer road trip, while their killer wore a badge and everyone looked the other way. He wasn't just a predator. He was protected by the very system meant to stop him. But one forgotten receipt, hidden for 18 years, reignited the case and put a detective on his trail. And just wait until you hear the twist that finally brought justice crashing down. The air in the evidence room smelled like mildew and forgotten time. Rachel Monroe flipped through the brittle receipts, hands gloved, eyes scanning without expectation. It was supposed to be a nothing case. Storage unit seized from a busted identity thief. Outdated tax files, junked electronics, unpaid bills. Then she saw it. Faded ink. Top corner read, Gas Mart, number 62, Route 19. Date, July 12th, 1995. Time, 4:42 p.m. And at the bottom, scrawled like an afterthought or a last breath, 5 words, Don't trust the man behind the counter. She froze. Langley was the printed last name. Jeff Langley, Fuel, 2168. Rachel typed the name into the database. It blinked once, then loaded. Family vanished, 1995. Langley, Jeff, Cynthia, Melissa, 10. Cody, 7. Last seen heading north on Route 19. No contact, no trace, not even the van. A case colder than the Mojave Nights. She didn't breathe, then picked up her phone. Captain, you need to see this. His voice crackled with disbelief. You reopened a 20-year-old case over a gas receipt? Rachel didn't flinch. Somebody risked their life to leave a warning. I think they were silenced before they could finish. She clicked print. The receipt slid out, trembling slightly in her hand. Let me guess, he said. You're driving out there. She already had the keys. The Arizona highway looked untouched by time. Empty desert, cracked blacktop. Route 19 ran like a vein through the wasteland. After 2 hours, she saw it. The gas station. Same red logo. Same sagging awning. Same dead neon sign buzzing like a trapped wasp. A single pump. No other cars. Just heat. Inside, the air felt thick. A ceiling fan rotated with the enthusiasm of a dying bird. Shelves half-stocked with dusty snacks and expired soda. Behind the counter, a teenage cashier chewed gum with dead eyes. Rachel flashed her badge. Anyone working here in 95? He snorted. I was barely born. Owner still around? He nodded toward the back. Lives upstairs. Grumpy old weirdo. Doesn't like visitors. Rachel didn't wait for permission. She walked past the employees only sign and climbed the stairs 2 at a time. The hallway reeked of old carpet and rot. She knocked. A rasp from inside. What do you want? Detective Monroe. I need to ask about a customer from 1995. Silence. Then, don't know nothing. Go away. She knocked harder. Jeff Langley. His family disappeared. Your gas station was the last place they were seen. The lock turned. The door opened 3 inches. An old man's face peeked through. Sunken eyes, yellow stubble, red cap pulled low. I told the cops everything back then, he muttered. Rachel's voice sharpened. You said no one stopped that day. I said no one I recognized. She stepped closer. Then why is there receipt in a locked storage unit 150 miles from here with a warning scrawled across it? His hand trembled on the doorknob. People pass through. I don't remember faces. She locked eyes with him. You remember hers. Cynthia Langley. Blonde hair. 2 kids. 10 and 7. He blinked fast. Then something flickered. Fear or memory. I didn't see them leave, he whispered. What do you mean? His voice broke. I heard a scream. Out back. I went to check. No one there. When I came back, the van was gone. Rachel's heart slammed against her ribs. You didn't report that? He shook his head. Didn't want no trouble. I was on probation. Probation for what? His mouth opened. Then he slammed the door. She banged her fist. Open the door. What were you hiding? Silence. Footsteps retreated inside. She leaned her head against the door, mind spinning. Whoever wrote that message had been at that gas station. Someone watched the Langley family, and someone made sure they never left Route 19 alive. She turned toward the hallway. There was a door at the end, metal, rusted, bolted shut. She walked toward it, heart pounding. Because she knew. That wasn't just a storage room. That door had heard screams. Rachel stared at the logbook scan glowing on her screen. Carl B. Hemsworth. 3 shifts the week the Langleys disappeared. Owner, cashier, night shift. But after 96, gone. No forwarding address, no social security activity, just vapor. She called county records. I need the deed history on 5470 Route 19. The clerk sighed. That's a mess of paperwork. What year? 96, and fast. 2 hours later, Rachel had it. Carl sold the gas station for $12,000 cash. Buyer listed as Joseph Beal. Fake address, no tax ID, but the signature on the bill of sale? Same pressure points, same looping H, same jagged B. Carl Hemsworth was Joseph Beal, and Joseph Beal had disappeared too. She dialed another number. FBI Special Records Division. Go ahead. Run aliases on Carl Hemsworth and Joseph Beal. Cross with known sex offenders, parolees, LEOs. The voice paused. Why LEOs? Because nobody this invisible stays that way unless someone taught him how. 3 hours later, a hit. Joseph Beal, alias used by a former sheriff's deputy in Humboldt County. Discharged 1988. Reason, misconduct, sealed file. Rachel stared at the name. Get me his record. The voice hesitated. You're going to need clearance. I'm not asking. The email arrived 20 minutes later. File titled Hemsworth Final.pdf. She opened it. 3 pages. Redacted lines. But one thing clear. He'd been caught falsifying reports. Twice. And on one occasion showed up at a traffic stop wearing another officer's name tag. Rachel muttered, wearing someone else's face. She picked up the phone. Monroe. Detective, this is Rachel Levin. You asked about Melissa Langley? Rachel stood. Yes. She said something the night before they left. I didn't think it mattered. What? She said, if something happens, ask about the scar. The guy with the scar behind the counter. Rachel's blood went cold. Scar where? Right cheek. She said it looked like a burn. She hung up and pulled up archived arrest records. 4 counties. Nothing. Then she searched parole rosters by physical description. And found him. Beal. Alias. Scarred cheek. Paroled 6 months before the Langleys vanished. Arrested for attempted kidnapping in 1987. Victim, 9-year-old girl. Never convicted. Evidence mishandled. Rachel slammed her fist on the desk. This man wasn't a fluke. He was a pattern. She pulled up missing persons data for Arizona, 1994 to 1996. Families. Isolated stops. Similar M.O. 6 cases. 3 had kids. 1 had a mother who reported a man behind the counter watching them too long. But none had warnings. No receipts. No clues. Only the Langleys had left something behind. And then another call. Monroe. This is Property Crimes, Maricopa PD. You requested info on the storage unit seizure? Yes. Well, we found something else. What? A second receipt. Same handwriting. Dated July 10th, 2 days before the Langleys. Rachel's stomach turned. What does it say? Same gas station. Message reads, he's done this before. She drove to the evidence vault. The paper was brittle, but the ink was clear. He's done this before. Not panic, not urgency, resignation. Whoever wrote it knew. Rachel looked at the timestamp. July 10th. No name, no ID. She pulled the security logs. No CCTV in 95, but someone else was there. Someone watched and said nothing. She needed survivors. Victims who got away. She picked up the phone again. Get me the 911 logs from Route 19, July 1995. Every call, every dispatcher note. She waited. And then, bingo. A hang-up. 4:43 p.m., 1 minute after the Langley receipt. Coordinates? 2 miles south of Gas Martin or 62. No response. No follow-up. But the number? Registered to a disposable phone purchased by one man. Carl Hemsworth. He called himself. And the last thing he ever said on record was nothing at all. Rachel leaned back. This man didn't just disappear. He made sure the world forgot him first. The first body surfaced on day 3, a femur, human, weathered but intact, no coffin, no wrapping, just dirt and bone. Rachel stood over it in silence. The crew behind her had gone quiet too. The lead forensics tech whispered, "We need more hands. And a tent. This is big." They dug until nightfall. 6 distinct anomalies. 3 adult-sized, 3 child-sized, all grouped in a loose circle around a single point of metal. Rachel crouched. This pattern, it's not random. It's staged. She brushed away more soil. Her fingers hit something curved, paint-chipped teal. A van's fender. "Stop," she said. "Go slow. That's the Langley van." They unearthed the front end first. Headlights shattered. Windshield collapsed inward. Passenger door warped and half buried. No tires left, just rusted rims. A junior tech called out, "Detective, inside." She ran to the back of the vehicle. Flashlights aimed inside. 2 small skeletons in the middle row fused together by time. One with a plastic bracelet still clinging to bone. Rachel whispered, "Melissa. Cody." Then the smell hit. A third body in the driver's seat. Seatbelt wrapped around decomposed ribs. Jaw wired shut with duct tape. Rachel's voice cracked. "Jeff." A rusted object dropped from the passenger seat. It was a plush toy. Half burned. Stained red. A 4th body was found in the trunk. Skull fractured. Female. Gold wedding band still on the finger. "Cynthia," Rachel said, and yet something didn't add up. No drag marks, no trauma, no forced entry. The forensics lead checked the dashboard. No keys, no damage to ignition. Rachel looked around. They didn't die here. She walked back toward the main house, an old garage now, owned by a Shell LLC traced to no one. "Open the floor," she said. The team cut through cracked concrete. Underneath, soft soil. Another cavity. A rectangular pit lined with stone. Inside, charred remains of what looked like furniture. A child's shoe. Metal clasps. Duct tape. Burn residue. This was the real scene, she whispered. And then something new. A metal box, half melted. Inside, a camera. Melted film. One scrap of picture half survived. An eye, wide, terrified. Rachel dropped it. This guy didn't just bury them. He watched them die. She walked outside. Her phone rang. "Detective Monroe." "This is coroner's office. Something's off with the remains." "What?" "One of the adult skeletons, female, has a fractured hyoid, not consistent with the others." "Strangulation?" "More like post-mortem tampering. And we found something inside the stomach cavity." "What?" "Paper, burned. But we can make out a few words." "Read them." A pause. Then, "He took something else." Rachel's hand tightened on the phone. "What the hell does that mean?" "We don't know. But it wasn't written by her." She stepped back from the van, from the graves, from the crushed skeletons. Her voice shook. "Then someone else was there." The wind kicked up dust. Something moved in the tree line. She turned fast. Nothing. But the forensics tech near the hole called out, "Detective, we've got one more anomaly." "Where?" He pointed to a mound 20 feet away. "We didn't mark this one. It wasn't there yesterday." Rachel stared. The grave had been freshly disturbed. She whispered, "He came back." Rachel stood frozen, the second receipt trembling in her hand. The handwriting, Cynthia's. The words, pleading. This wasn't chance. This was premeditated. He followed them. He cornered them. And no one did a thing. Her partner, Davis, read over her shoulder. He stalked them across state lines. She nodded. And someone helped. He frowned. "What do you mean?" Rachel looked up. 2 of the missing cases from that time? Guess who logged the first response? Davis blinked. "No way." "Carl, under a different badge number, different county, same protocol. He got there first, every time." They stared at the van, silent, rotting, a coffin buried in plain sight for 18 years. Rachel took a breath. We need internal files, deputy logs, interagency memos. Davis hesitated. That'll get messy. That's brass-level clearance. She didn't blink. Good. Let it get messy. By midnight, she was in a federal archive room, eyes bloodshot, fingers racing across yellowed pages. Then she found it. A memo dated August 1995, county sheriff correspondence. Subject line, Hemsworth resignation, unfit for service. But the signature line was blank. Someone had pulled the trigger on his dismissal and erased the proof. She flipped back, found another document, same font, same header. But the signature was there, same paper, different ink. Someone cut the chain of custody, she whispered. Davis appeared in the doorway. You're not going to like this. He handed her a photocopy, a sealed deposition, from 1996. It named Carl Hemsworth as a confidential witness in a narcotics investigation. In exchange, he got immunity. Rachel's throat dried. They protected him. Davis looked sick. They used a predator, then buried him, literally. She stood. Let's make them dig it up. Morning. News vans, flashbulbs, press wall. Rachel stepped up to the podium, her badge heavy against her chest. I stand before you not just as an officer, but as a witness. To failure. The reporters quieted. In 1995, a family was hunted, cornered, and slaughtered by a man with a badge who wore it like a costume, who was protected by other men with badges. Flashes popped, microphones inched forward. Cynthia Langley tried to warn us. She left a message, in her final moments, hoping someone would care. Rachel held up the receipt in a plastic sleeve, the ink smeared but legible. Tell someone, please. Her voice cracked. They buried her plea in paperwork and let a predator walk free. A reporter shouted, How many others? We don't know yet, but we will. Another voice. What will happen to the departments involved? Rachel met their eyes. No more hiding, no more protection. We're opening everything, every report, every name. And if anyone helped bury this, they're next. That night she sat alone in her office. The wind howled outside. Her phone buzzed. An unknown number. She answered. A male voice rasped, You look too close, detective. She sat up. Who is this? I used to wear the same badge. You should have let it stay buried. The line went dead. She didn't move, then slowly reached for her sidearm, because someone was watching. Again.